News Services Division of Akashvani presents Northeast Diary.
Good evening. Welcome to this edition of Northeast Diary, bringing you the latest developments from India's unexplored Northeast region. Today we bring you an interview with Professor V.K. Sharma, Vice Chairman of Sikkim State Disaster Management Authority. We will also get to know about the customs and culture of Lotha tribe of the Nagas. But for now, let's go over to Tripura, which contributed its bit towards building the Temple of Democracy. The floors of the new Parliament House has used flooring tiles made from Tripura bamboo wood. The newly built Parliament House building in the national capital has become a matter of pride for each and every Indian citizen. The new Bhavan is also a concrete unity of diversity of the country. The materials have been used from different states, as the teak wood has been sourced from Nagpur in Maharashtra. Sandstone materials procured from Rajasthan. Besides, the carpet floored in this new building is from Mirzapur of Uttar Pradesh. Amid all these big states making their contribution in the making of the Temple of Democracy, the northeastern state, Tripura too, did not lag behind, as around 1 lakh square meters of area has been made with flooring tiles from bamboo wood. Let's listen to this report from our Agartala correspondent.
It was a moment of joy and pride for the people of Tripura on 28th of May because the news reports have also swayed people with information that the floors of Parliament House has used flooring tiles made from Tripura bamboo wood. Those bamboo flooring tiles have been specially made at Mutha Industries of RK Nagar Industrial Estate in Agartala. Talking to Akashvani News, Vice President of Mutha Industries Rabin Bose said as many as 150 rooms in the new Sansad Bhavan are being decorated with the Tripura bamboo tiles. Mr. Bose says giving preference to the bamboo-made flooring tiles is a clear reflection of the Union government's Actist policy. He said that bamboo wood is the ecological substitute of hardwood and it also presents a royal look to the structure.
I take pride and pleasure to say that our bamboo flooring have been used in our highest level prestigious building, that is Parliament, under the missionaries policy of Make in India of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. We, the entire team of Mutha Industries, are really thankful for it, and we have around 150 rooms we covered by installing our bamboo flooring. And see, if you want what is the efficiency of bamboo wood, bamboo wood is an ecological substitute of hardwood. It's completely made by bamboo, and the bamboo wood is more stronger than any kinds of hardwood available in market. Its durability and royal looks is really incomparable, and especially is aesthetic ambience which is highly acceptable for our new generations. And of course, this is the blessing of our bamboo rich resource of blissful Tripura. And not only the Mutha Industries team, the entire people of Tripura today, they feel proud.
Tripura has around 21 types of bamboo species which are useful for making of several hard products like furniture and tiles. Additional PCCF Dr. V.G. Jenner said Tripura enacted the state bamboo policy in 2001. The state has also been implementing the bamboo mission for developing the sector over the years. It's certainly true that Tripura made its mark in the making of one of the most prestigious institutions of the country, which is also going through along with the contribution of other states. That reflects the spirit of Ek Bharat, Shrisht Bharat.
It's a great honor for the state of Tripura for using the bamboo of Tripura in the parliament building to New Delhi. So Tripura is pioneer in having the state bamboo policy in 2001. And Tripura was the first state to form a state bamboo mission for developing the bamboo sector in the state of Tripura. So State Bamboo Mission did a lot of promotional activities for promoting the bamboos. One among them was the Mutta Industries, which got established in the bamboo park at RK Nagar, Agartala, which produces mainly the bamboo panels, bamboo flooring material. And this is being used now extensively in airports, then high courts, party halls, then auditoriums, sports flooring, and house flooring also. Tripura has around 19 species of bamboo. Out of that, we call locally the Mooli bamboo. It is Melacona buxifera. That comprises around 80% of the bamboo area. The bamboo which is being used in Mutta Industries is locally known as Mritinga, Bambusa tulda species, which has more thick walls, so that bamboo is very much useful in the construction industries.
Kunal Shinde for Northeast Diary from Agartala.
Nagaland is a state of India, lying in the hills and mountains of the northeastern part of the country. It is one of the smaller states of India. Nearly all of Nagaland is mountainous. The climate here is mild and generally warm and temperate. Forests cover about 1/6 of Nagaland. The Nagas form 16 major tribes, as well as numerous sub-tribes, and each one has a specific geographic distribution. Though they share many cultural traits, the tribes have maintained a high degree of isolation and lack cohesion as a single people. The Naga tribes lack a common language, and each tribe has its own dialects. English is the official language of the state. Voka is a district headquarters in Nagaland, is inhabited by Lothas, one of the major tribes of Nagaland. Voka is surrounded by several hills and ridges which make it a scenic hotspot for tourism. Mr. Shalom Sham T. Lotha and Mr. Linchin T. Muri from Lotha tribe are with us to give a glimpse of their tribe and the uniqueness of their tribe.
My name is Shalom Shanti Lotha.
Hello, my name is Lichon Timuri, and I'm from Lotha community.
The headquarters is at Woka. There's a place called Woka town. All the Lotha communities specially resides. Our Lotha community, we are spread all over Nagaland. Actually, we Lotha community, we are from the Mongolian tribe, Mongolian race. We came through China and then came across Kohima, and then the Lotha community, we people settled at Woka town only.
Lotha land is also known as a land of plenty due to suitable conditions for farming.
Especially we the Lothas, we are known for our special dish when it comes to distinguishing. And also we the Lothas, we are also called land of plenty. So in that way, one can distinguish when it comes to our community. Land of plenty in a sense, in Woka we should get a lot of vegetables, means fruits and all, everything is self-sufficient. In that way we should call it land of plenty.
Festivals, dance and music is part and parcel of their lives like their sister tribes. Mr. Shalam Sham, T. Lotha and Mr. Lichan T. Mori are eloquent when they speak about the performing art and culture of their tribe.
Festival, it's called Tokwe. We celebrated it for 7 days. It's a festival regarding post-harvest. So how we celebrate that festival, like we wish to give our best. In that way, like we hope that our Almighty God, He'll help us, He'll grant us more in our fields or whatever. It is celebrated usually in the month of November. It starts from 1st November to 7th November. We have different kind of songs like folklore. It depends upon different villages. Our Lotha community, we have like 20-30 villages, and some are somewhat similar, but it's quite difficult to like express. Those were the days we were known as headhunters. Now the time has changed. We have also like evolved in other ways. Otherwise, the folklore, it purely depends upon the warriors. Like those warriors who will kill more or who will get more heads, they will be regarded very highly, something like that. I know a few gospel songs. That is how we respect our religion. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, how pleasant you are to me.
The dress and shawl worn by the Lotha tribe have several patterns that indicate the number of social feasts given by the weaver.
We, the men folks, we used to wear three. One is called pangrab. The traditional dress is worn by an adult. And one is called longbensa. And that traditionally is worn only by the warriors. And one we call ejamsa. The dress is only worn by the elders. So that's how we differentiate.
Anatem Christian ipunoteko na. Anatem Christian ipunoteko na. Anatem Christian ipunoteko na. Hello Havana itemum chipang no. Calvary Lona, Lona Suicho, Kamali, Ekam, Christian Lona Oncho, Kuloji, Somi, Zochusana, Hello, Havana, Opia Botuga.
Morung's a prominent village institution, a community house or dormitory for young unmarried men. Is also part and parcel of Lotha community, says Lichan T. Mori.
Morung, like Jews, they have a university. Same thing, we, the Nagas, we have this Morung, which means this is an institution. During the time of headhuntings, we don't have formal education, we don't have formal school, so everything was taught from this Morung. In order to groom those youth to fit into that society, they were trained in everything. This is the place where the youths were trained. In that way, it passed down.
Gum chela mamega lima shilo song ayenta da mega gum vanteng ndu toliana rusan mosi to janglina toki shasati antilani
Marriage customs differ from community to community and from place to place. Likewise, even in Naga society, every tribe has a unique way of celebrating this event. In the Lotha community, they have this customary tradition of gift giving by the bride's family to the couple at the time of marriage. This is called Hanlam, meaning bride price. Let's hear some interesting facts about this customary practice of Lotha tribe.
The Lothas are rich in culture and they have few rituals which are practiced on different occasions. One of the rituals which the Lothas practice before the wedding is called the Hanlam, meaning bride price. Hanglam is the Lotha traditional practice of giving a life peak by the groom's family to the bride's family. This is a unique cultural practice among the Nagas that is practiced only by the Lotha community. 3 days prior to the scheduled wedding day, the groom is expected to bring a life pig to the bride's home. According to the belief, the pig has to be male without any marks or wound or any kind of infections. On the day of the marriage, a portion of marriage price is given to the father-in-law and the remaining prices are given in installment basis.
Among the Lotha community, Hanlam will hold a deep meaning. It is a ritual where the family members of the groom present speaks to the bride's parents and family members. The meat is distributed and consumed by the family members with a prayer, and a token of gift is given to the bride in return as an appreciation to start her family.
This Hanglam was mainly practiced to ensure that the bride and groom have basic needs to begin a new and independent life as a couple. For Northeast Diary with Johanna Murray, this is Asonyo from Akashvani News, Kohima.
Our personality this week is Vice Chairman of Sikkim State Disaster Management Authority, Professor V.K. Sharma, interviewed by Usha Sharma.
Sikkim Land Revenue and Disaster Management Department Minister Kunga Nima Lepcha recently launched the state's Resilient Health Infrastructure Program in Gangtok. The first such structured initiative by any state in India, it was co-developed by the Sikkim government, Sikkim State Disaster Management Authority SSDMA, Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure CDRI, and the World Health Organization, WHO. In this interview with Northeast Diary, Vice Chairman of Sikkim State Disaster Management Authority, Professor V.K. Sharma, shares details of the Resilient Health Infrastructure Program in Sikkim. Welcome, Professor Sharma.
Thank you.
What is health infrastructure resilience?
Actually, you might be knowing that Honorable Prime Minister has launched Coalition of Disaster Resilient Infrastructure program 3 years back. And now, within 3 years, about 31 countries have joined this program. About a dozen international organizations joined CDRI. And this is going to be a very big coalition of different countries for disaster risk reduction. Because of climate change, the frequency of natural disasters is increasing. And India and all South Asian countries, they are facing, more and more brunt of this climate change. That's why I think it is needed that whatever infrastructure we develop, that should be disaster resilient. And anything happen, it may be earthquake, it may be a landslide, it may be flood, it may be cyclone. I think the most critical thing is health. In case the health infrastructure is poor, in case we don't have strong hospitals, in case we don't have these buildings, which can resist to earthquakes, then I think it is very difficult to cope with such a situation. We have seen in 2001, when there was Bhuj earthquake, when the government hospital collapsed, and not only patient, but doctors, nurses, more than 200 people died, within the hospital. So I think this kind of situation should not be there. So Sikkim State Disaster Management Authority, our Honorable Chief Minister is the chairman of SSDMA, and Shri Kunga Nima Lepcha ji, he is the Honorable Minister for Land Revenue and Disaster Management. They decide that yes, Sikkim should go for CDRI, and we have started with health sector, I think, which is a very, very important sector for us.
What are the key components and objectives of the Resilient Health Infrastructure Program for Sikkim?
Actually, we have 2-3 basic objectives. One objective is that the building, the most important thing is the building. And we are mapping that in the whole state, how many hospitals we have, what is the structural thing which is there. In case it is a safe building, then it is no problem. Otherwise, in case the building is unsafe, then definitely, some retrofitting or something should be done. So this is one. Second thing is that there are many small things which can be done, because the technical know-how is being provided by WHO, it is provided by GIZ, and we are preparing a very comprehensive list that what can be done so that there is no problem in case there is disaster. And I am very happy to tell you that we have started this program just, a few months back. And now the WHO person who is with us, when he visited, he find that many of the things are corrected by the main hospital of Gangtok. So I think that kind of thing is very promising, in the state. So we have two type of program, structural mitigation and non-structural. Structural is engineering techniques or things, and non-structural means that the small things which can be, corrected by planning and by some, little bit of intervention by the hospital staff, by training, etc. So we are going to map, both the things here.
Okay, moving on. Which unique risks and challenges posed by Sikkim's topography have been considered in developing the program?
Sikkim is a highly vulnerable state. In fact, this is one of the Himalayan state, very small. Our plus point is that we are green, we have a big green cover, we are very conscious environmentally. But minus thing is that we are vulnerable for so many natural disasters. We are coming in seismic zone 5 and 4, so we are earthquake prone. Landslide is a frequent thing. Every year we are facing landslide. We are having flash floods. We are having forest fire. We are having now another disaster which is important for us, that is glacial lake outburst. So I think in Sikkim we are having more than 50 glacial lakes which are very prominent. On one side they are providing us water, but on another side, in case there is more, volume of these lakes, they may create problem for us, as you have seen in Uttarakhand. So we are very cautious about all the hazards, and we wish that we have preparedness for each and every disaster.
What are the key interventions and what is the timeline for implementing the program?
Actually, this is a time-bound program for us. And Honorable Minister and Honorable Chief Minister of the state, they wish that we should finish it, as soon as possible. So we are thinking that 18th September, which is our day, of earthquake, you might be knowing.
So yeah, 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
So 18th September we always observe as Disaster Risk Reduction Day in Sikkim. So our target is that by 18th September we map, the entire state and we produce the report so that the action is started. And some of the training we finish, by this time. And this will be the completion of first phase by 18th of September. Hopefully.
What is the role of sectors such as telecom, power and transport in building resilient health infrastructure? How do you plan to optimize their integration?
When we say CDRI, this is disaster resilient is for every sector. It is not only health sector. Health is one sector. But I think the most critical one is power sector, telecom sector and urban sector. So all these things are in our mind. But somewhere, you have to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
So we have started from the most critical, most important factor, that is health. But definitely, all these sectors which you are talking about, they have their role. For example, transport, in case the roads are blocked, then how we will take the patient to the hospital? Hospital is good, but how you take him, to the hospital? So I think your point is valid, and each and every sector will be taken care, but systematically. So this is the first state which has started CDRI in a very systematic way. We are not in a hurry. We have limited resources, but we assure you that with the cooperation of the state government, with the cooperation of people of this beautiful state, we will complete each and every sector.
How does the Resilient Health Infrastructure Program cover health infrastructure in the remotest corners of Sikkim?
Earlier we were having 4 districts. Today we have 6 districts. And we have villages at the remote places. So when we are talking about resilience, we will see that even public health center, which is there at remotest place, that should be safe. We are thinking that how we can have ambulance services, even air ambulance services. So all these things will be included in our plan so that even the patient at the last, village of the state can also be taken care. So I think this is the intention of the government, and we are working for that kind of planning. And this is the vision of our Honorable Chief Minister, that the Sikkim should be safe for our citizens. Sikkim should be a safe place to live. And the main objective of CDRI is this, that we have safe infrastructure in case there is any disaster, because you don't have control on hazards, but you have control that these hazards should not be a disaster.
Yeah.
So this is very clear, and we are getting full support, from the higher ups. And as I told you that the SSDMA chairman is our Honorable Chief Minister, and he has given his blessings to this program.
Thank you, Professor Sharma, for sharing critical aspects of the Resilient Health Infrastructure Program for Sikkim and simplifying them.
Thank you very much.
You just heard an interview with Professor V.K. Sharma, Vice Chairman of Sikkim's State Disaster Management Authority. He was being interviewed by Usha Sharma. And now we bring you a mellifluous Khasi song.
Has ngap ngan ya thu ka wei ka khana sha phang u kun swen rai tong I mei I pa na I trap la pring karyam ka be
With that, we have come to the end of this edition of Northeast Tari. Do join us next week to hear more stories from this enchanting part of India. Bye-bye.
This program was scripted and presented by Lucy G. Chattopadhyay, produced by Vinita Thakur with assistance from Kumar Gaurav. It was brought to you by the News Services Division of Akashvani.